Hi everyone. We are gonna play Myst.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure, the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed, but I must admit that such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my
Okay,
mystery
Shaggy.
are unsettling
Hi.
to me.
Glad to see you.
I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
Okay, so we are playing Myst. I love Myst. Um, Keep in mind, I have played this game before, and I do remember some of the puzzles. But we're still going to play the classic 1993 version because I fucking love this game so much. And it's not even really the game that I love so much as it is the story and the world building. Because this game came out in 1993. I was 10 and I was obsessed with this game. I loved this game so much. And then a couple of years later, they came out with a book based on the game. And then a year after that, another book, and then another book. And I didn't at the time get to read any of those books. Um, but a few years later, in 2003 or 4, they came out with all three of those books in one big giant collection. And that book I have, and I have read this book like 5 times. I love the world building of Myst, and I just absolutely love the entire concept. Now, there are 5 games and 3 books. And the books do great with the world building and explaining how the different ages within Myst have come to be and everything. But the video games themselves, I only ever played the first one. So we're going to play the first one. And then I also have Ribbon, which is the second one, and I haven't played it yet. So I'm looking forward to playing these games and hopefully getting the other 3 and kind of delving into the story within the games, even though I know they deviate from the story in the books, even though the books are based off of the games in the first place for the world building and all that. But I still want to be able to play them and basically share how much I love these games. And they're puzzle games. I love puzzle games. So we're just gonna have fun with this. So the whole point of Myst is that there are these books that can be created that link to worlds. And you can use these books to visit other worlds that exist within them. And the first book is basically talking about Atris, who um, he is one of the main people that you will kind of meet through this game. Not that you really meet people very much. Um, and he had mastered the art of basically writing all of these worlds. Um, so, God, this brings me back. I love this. And so he had made all kinds of books and everything. All right, we gotta get the ship up. Um, there's a lot of stuff we gotta do here. Okay. We're gonna go in here first. Let's see. these are what I actually need, I don't think. Because that is already on the pool. Other one, marker switch diagram. Yes, because we're looking for those switches. Okay, we need to get something to come back here for a different number, I think. You're going to turn all of those on. And like I said, this particular game is not a first playthrough. I love this game so much. This was the game that I think probably got me into all of the puzzle games. Catherine, I have left for you a message of utmost importance in our 4-chamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on this island to the imager to retrieve the message. Yours, Atris. Okay, so we need information for that. We have a rocket ship over here. Oh, right, okay. I have to power the rocket ship. And I have to bring this up. The sunken ship. Okay, this is how, right? Yes, this is how I power the ship. It's coming back. Right. And then there's a switch out there, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Rocket ship is 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8. We'll go in that main building is where you spend a good chunk of time doing things in this game. Alright. So, something has happened. His sons have destroyed his library, which we will go see in just a sec here. And the tower rotation is important to using the books. So, oh, well, that's helpful. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 spots that we can go to. So, what if we just start here and work our way around? Okay, let's see here. I have these pages. His voice is annoying. Okay. And then we have the library here. And let's see. This is Channelwood. Oh, I can kind of see the name on the edge. Channelwood, Stone Ship, the Selenian age of Myst. I can't see. This is mechanical. I think this is the gears. Each of these books. Oh, and this is, yeah, the codes for the fireplace. All right. Each of these books relates to an age. Each of one we're going to go to, and since we have it set to go and check the gears first, we're gonna hit this one here, which is, I believe, the mechanical age. So we're gonna read this one before we go there and kind of get a bit of a synopsis of that particular world. Before arriving in this age, I was determined that it would be a journey to a world very different from my previous adventures, and it was. The sky here is dark and gray and incessantly displays flashes of lightning in the distance. I met a very old man with a long beard and hair that hangs to his waist. He is very feeble and has trouble even moving. This man has obviously been through very many things in this strange world, and I have learned many things from him. He has told me an interesting story of this world's history. Years ago, he told me, there was a beautiful city that rose up out of the water. It housed many people inside its walls, and the people had everything they wished for. The city was surrounded by 3 high hills, which rose higher than the city. On the east hill of the city rested a large lookout post. The people of the city had constructed the post expecting visitors to arrive from the east. The people had no means of traveling on the water, which forced them to merely wait for friend or foe. As time passed, friendly visitors brought rumors of an enemy that existed beyond the horizon. The people grew fearful, yet nothing happened. One day, the usually sunny sky became as dark as night, and black ships appeared on the horizon. The lookout post's attempts at peace were turned away, and the sentries there were easily overwhelmed. The ships continued to wreak havoc on the city, apparently destroying everyone and everything. After the foundations of the city were destroyed, the city sunk deep into the ocean, and only the lookout post remained. The black ship sailed away. The man continued to say that 8 people had hidden and managed to survive through the attack. In the 9 years since the attack, 2 of the survivors have died. He also said that it was rumored that 10 years from the attack, the enemy would return to finish the destruction they had started so long ago. I have decided, since hearing the main story, it would be admirable to save the civilization and stop this enemy's plan of destruction. I am excited about the adventure that awaits me, and an idea has sparked in my mind to provide for the needed defense for these people. I met the remaining survivors today, and I have begun to work on a plan for protection. After a short absence, I have returned to this age with my 2 sons. They have, as of yet, traveled rarely with me, and they are understandably excited to be here. They have grown considerably since Everdunes, and it is obvious to me that they will be a great help this time, instead of the nuisance they have been in the past. All 3 of us, along with 4 of the healthier survivors, began construction today. We are building upon the old city's ruins, which will provide a perfect foundation for our fortress. My sons have been spending much of their spare time on the South Island, where most of my materials are stored. I am very pleased with their intelligence, and their creativity is refreshing to see as they work on some small projects of their own. It has been over 4 months now, and construction is going well. My sons love the world, except for its gray sky. They detest the gray sky and tell me many times they wish the sky were like the blue sky in Myst. The old man I first talked to tells me that the enemy is due in 4 months. I feel we will be ready when the time comes. The man reminds me of Emmett in many ways, and I often wonder how Emmett and his people are doing. It has been 6 months of work. We have finally finished the fortress. It rests between 3 hills, which are now only islands due to rising water level that the people experienced after the attack. Inside the fortress, I have designed a most intriguing device. It makes use of a technology called holography I began experimenting with on my visits to Aspermere. It will be working in a couple days after I compensate for some small miscalculations. This holographic device will enable the survivors to learn to use the fortress. The enemy is due to come soon, and I trust the fortress will provide sufficient protection for all of us. Excellent power. Okay. And that shows the track and the way it works. The black ships have come. Their attack was substantial. Their weapons have been stopped, and it appears they've turned away in defeat. I could not help but smile as I watched the boats leave. Last night we had a small celebration, and the old survivors danced their dances of old. My sons did not understand why the sky had not turned back to its original blue. The old man told them that the storms would never end until the enemy was destroyed. I assured my sons that a blue sky was not worth the risk of death, and they seem to hear me. I have had a healthy adventure and have begun work on a new book. Once again, I must leave a familiar age in search of a new universe I have begun. But first I will have an extended time with Catherine, whom I miss very much. I must also return to the people of the tide. I believe in my travels I have found a substance that will ease the pain of their bone ailments that they have long endured. I hope to return to mechanical age one day and find the population growing and my fortress still strong. Though the sky may always be black, I am confident the people here feel a heavier darkness has been lifted from their shoulders. So, that is where we are going to go. Let's see. That is that. All right. Go from the library to the tower. All right. Yeah, mechanical age is all the gears. There it is. 240 and 221. Because there's nothing I can do with the gears. And then we're going to turn this to the next place. So that way when I come back I can do that. Because I wrote down the time and everything. Because there's nothing, I don't think there's anything up here. But this is what opens up. Yeah, there's nothing up here that I can input anything to. And this whole stuff is with the ship. And thank you.
I picked it from my backyard.
And then this takes the power to the ship. And this thing is with that, I believe. Yeah, because that had the picture in it. So this is the only other thing. Let's see, what is it, 240? 240. Press the button. Plus, the clock tower is on a gear. Turn this on. Okay, 2, 2, 1. Let's see if I can remember how this works. Okay. So bottom 2, top 2. So that middle one. Oh, if you hold it. Okay. I did not intentionally do that quickly because I was just playing with holding it and apparently let go of it at the right time. because I was holding it down and watching it spin and didn't even realize that it had hit that until I'm like, wait, what's going on? Why is there music? All right. See, it gives you a little preview of the age that you're in. Or the age that you're going to. Now, one of the things that I find is very interesting is that we have this game that sparked the books. And we have his sons, Sirius and Akinar. They're not in the books that I can recall. Or if they are listed in the books, it is very, very little that there's anything. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there are 10 potential symbols, so it's like a combination lock. Let's go this way first. But they're like not really in the books that I can recall. I mean, they might vaguely be. It has been like a year or so since the last time I read the Myst Reader books, but I absolutely love them so much. Somebody definitely likes wealth. Okay, we just have a chirping bird. What do we got here? Buttons. Those are cool. D8, D12, D20. Clock. Ship. Rocket. Okay. Anything else? Oh, I can touch this. Oh, here's a red page. Red book was Sirius, I believe. Sirius, your greed sickens me. Your desire for wealth and plunder is never satisfied. I will instruct my subjects not to pay your new tax, and you know they'll listen to me. Regards, Akinar. Okay, so Sirius is greedy and wealthy, it looks like. Excuse you. Okay, good. Okay, this is the middle area. Okay. This blue, oh, there's this thing. Ah, yes. We'll get back to that. I want to do the rest of this level before I go anywhere else. Okay. That's a lot of chains and manacles. What the hell? Well, that's a pleasant jack-in-the-box. Rotation simulator? Okay. Okay, so you have to... Alright, hold on a second. Because, yeah, that's not going to do anything if you don't do this first. I had put like sound effect subtitles on because sometimes in games they're hard to make out, and now I'm very glad that I did that. I forgot about this. Okay, what was this first one again? Because I wasn't writing it down at this point. Now, can I stop these at these middle points? No? Oh, it's just automatically gonna go there. Okay. Lots of weapons, more manacles, arrows, armor. This is sort of another throne type thing, but still bloody weapons. Oh, isn't this helpful? Oh. Well, that's helpful for beheading. Even better. And a cage. Okay, so Akinar seems to be into torture, and Cirrus seems to be into greed, wealth. So, you know, that's helpful. Can't do anything else other than this, right? Ah, there we go. Now I can actually see the elevator. Also, let me know if anyone pops in. Let me know if it's too loud, because it's hard for me to tell. A lot of mechanical things. Oh. Oh. Hold on. Let's see if I got time. Middle of the road. There we go. Okay. Well, we moved and we're facing east, it looks like, because of the sound, if they're the same that way. Go back out. Yeah, that was where I started. Okay. Do. Wait, how do I... Hold on a second. No. I suppose I can do it this way. Ah! I had started a new game from previously. But apparently it keeps your photos. And I don't want those clues from the last time I played. Okay, so now I need to go to the... Wait. That... Okay. 3 islands around it. So 1, 2, 3. Or 3 hills. Okay, so that's where I need to go next. And if I'm currently facing east, that is north. Alright, back to this. Lift you up. Move you. I'm basically moving it until one of these circles in this gear is... Click sound is north. Okay. That's how I'm determining how far I'm going, because otherwise I'm not sure, since I can't see it. Okay, yeah, there's nothing on that side. Okay. Don't know why I was gonna hit the button on the outside. The elevator's already here. Okay. Middle button. Nope, there was nothing over there. because there was no island to connect to. Okay, that's weird. But it says we're on the south, because I heard the cowbell sound. And it said it. And we're back here. I wonder if this is going to be like, I think it is, like the stairs where we went down to fix the thing. Alright, photo album. Horseshoe, triangle, square triangle, sun over mountains, semicircle. Okay. Horseshoe, that's a semicircle. Okay. That. Let's go back to Myst. As somebody who loves to read, the whole concept of Myst really grabbed me because it was transporting you to whole new worlds through a book. And that's just something, people who love to read, that's one of the things they generally love about reading, is that you travel when you're reading a book. There's a whole new world to visit and a whole new story to find out, things to learn. He annoys me. The sound of his voice just makes me think of a whiny toddler. He sounds like one of those salesmen that try to sell you anything and everything. Alright, that is the ship, I think. Yeah, that is the ship. Yep. Oh, that's going to be fun. We're just going to write this down rather than do a photo or anything, because that is a lot, and I don't want to be flipping back and forth for it. Also, playing a ton of puzzle games is what prompted me to start keeping pen and paper always at hand, because I find it easier sometimes than the system that is created within the games. Because this is kind of a pain to go to all of the photos all the time. Okay. So now we're gonna go stone ship. Emmett. Emmett was mentioned in the mechanical age because he was wondering how he was doing. Emmett was the first to live on the rocks. He named them the rocks because that is what they were, a group of sharp rocks clustered together in the middle of a large sea. This was where Emmett lived. He enjoyed his life. Emmett would occasionally swim to nearby rocks, as it was never too far of a distance. One day another person appeared on the rocks for no apparent reason to Emmett. Emmett named this new person Branch. Emmett and Branch quickly became friends, swimming and hunting for fish together often. Emmett showed Branch the simple cave in which he lived on the largest rock. Soon Branch discovered a place where he decided to live, also on the same large rock. The sun always shone brightly in their world, and the water was always dazzlingly clear, allowing them to see almost to the deep ocean floor which surrounded them. Though the sun always shone, it was never too hot for the boys. A light breeze always came from the north and cooled the area down. One day, while Branch was swimming and having fun in the water, he noticed another boy swimming. Branch brought the new boy to Emmett to find out what to call the new boy. Emmett said the boy should be called Will. Will was soon a part of the group, and all three of the boys swam and enjoyed their perfect world. At least that is the story I was told when I arrived today on the island. Emmett, Branch, and Will were surprised to see me at first, but even before the night ended, we were all becoming good friends. Today, the second day on this newly created age, a strange thing happened. It was not strange to me, but the three boys did not understand what was happening. While I was relaxing under a large tree on one of the smaller rock islands, it began to rain. It was a nice rain that lasted for about an hour in the morning. I explained to the boys that the rain was not harmful, yet they obviously still feared it. Before going to sleep tonight, I told the boys I would leave the following day. I told them that while I was gone, I would make a surprising change in their world. They didn't understand, not that I expected them to. I still do not fully understand what happened today. I was experimenting with the art, testing the limits of the rules as dictated to me by Father. I attempted to create a boat by writing it into the world. I thought everything was planned correctly, yet somehow the boat had become gripped by the rock and broken in half. Although this test did not turn out as I had hoped, I now have answers to a few of the questions my father never answered. As for the boat, I can see the boys enjoy it anyway, and with that I am pleased. They have played on it all day. Even though the boat cannot move, I have enjoyed studying from it. It is a much sturdier platform than the jagged rocks. In the course of my observations, I have learned some very interesting things regarding the solar system of this age. The nights are absolutely beautiful here. I have made note of and named a number of constellations that pass above me. Also during the night, I catch glimmers of light from the horizon, which I have not been able to discover if it is created by some natural phenomenon or by additional people on far-off islands or rocks. I should very much like to discover which. I rather suspect it is additional people, which would explain the appearance of branching will. The rain today was slightly heavier than usual. Just when the boys were getting used to the light rains, a small storm arrived. They were frightened of the heavier rain, not to mention the thunder and lightning. If rain has never fallen here until recently, as the boys tell me, I would like to discover why it is falling now. Regardless, I have decided to return home for a short while. I have also been thinking of some plans for a lighthouse that I hope to construct soon. I think that perhaps by shining a bright light toward the horizon, it might prove my suspicions regarding additional inhabitants. They would be curious about the light and travel to discover its source, if they have the means. I returned with many tools that I will need for the construction of the lighthouse. I have decided that once the lighthouse is completed, I will leave for some time and let the world's own imagination have control. We have worked 3 weeks on the lighthouse now and are making great progress. The rock that we were building on seems to not be as secure as I would like. I have had to alter my plans slightly, but those alterations pose no real problem. The boys are quite strong and have been helping me immensely. I estimate construction will be done within 2 days. The lighthouse is finished, and we are all proud of our creation. The boys are amazed at the structure wrought from rock with their own hands. That evening we powered up the generator, much to the boys' dread at first, and shined a great light to the horizon for many hours. I stayed the night in the top of the lighthouse, and in the morning awoke to observe the sunrise without my being coated with the chilly blanket of ocean dew I had become accustomed to. It was Will who first saw the girl. She was swimming not far from the boat where Will was getting ready to hunt for fish. Then Will noticed a man not far away from the girl. Emmett was very pleased to meet the additional neighbors. I feel pleased to leave this age. I have set in motion events that have nothing to do with writing or the art, that will have a more profound impact on this world than I could have ever written. I think, yeah, this is the stone ship age. Oh, it broke in half like this. And I think this is the lighthouse. I think of this age as a gift to myself that I will wrap up and open someday in the future, only to discover that it has changed so much that indeed it is surprise. Besides, I have yet another new age that awaits me. It seems I'm going to need some way to travel underwater in this new age, and so much planning is in order. It has been 10 years since I left this age, which I have since called the Stone Ship Age. Upon returning, I cannot believe the changes that have taken place. The original 3 boys have grown into adults, and there are many new faces that I do not recognize. Branch told me that it has not rained for 7 years, and the cool breezes are back again. They are all content and have been serving me with new foods and showing me new materials they have discovered. It even seems they have found gold somewhere. I see it in many forms around the island. My lighthouse has been kept in perfect condition, and it looks as if they have tried their very best to keep it so. Yet I have noted that the entire rock it was built on has sunk approximately 40 or 50 centimeters. After a wonderful visit with my old friends, I wonder aloud what things will be like here in another 10 years. Alright, these are the constellations. Eight constellations. Excuse me. Alright, so I have these dates. Alright, and these are the constellations. I think, because I need a certain set of these, but I don't know what's what until I turn them on, so I'm going to turn them all on. And then I will do the dates over here and see what I get. Alright. Month, day, year, time? AM, PM. Okay, it goes into military time. Oops. 10:04. $1984. October 11th. What did I do? Oh. It's 10:04, please, and thank you. That looks like a constellation. Okay, next one. 5:46. And 12:07. January 17th. Okay. And then November 23rd. '97. '91. 6:57 p.m. Okay, so 57. 6 is 1800. Hello, is it Getz? I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that. Or goats? How are you today? Alright. Back to the constellations. I'm doing good. Playing a game that I absolutely love from my childhood. Okay, hold on. Before we get... I can't apparently look at the photos. Okay. 3 big in that top corner. Kind of a upside down triangular shape that makes. Sort of a... I'll call that a sort of rudimentary less than sign, I guess. I have been to a planetarium in real life. You know, one of those ones that you get to go in and they do you kind of like lean back in the chair and they do the sky above you and explain all the constellations and everything. I've done one of those. Okay, okay, so we need the snake. We need the leaf. Okay, is it the bird? The spider? This one. Okay, little blue. I wish there were an easier way to get in and out of looking at the I think it's a spider. The snake, the leaf, and the spider. Or the bug, or whatever it is. How dark it is inside the planetarium? Yeah. Okay, not an eye. Need that one. It's even more difficult when drawing on paper. Yeah, those ones I decided to take a picture of, but generally, because of this game, when I first played it, back when I was like 10, because of this game getting me into puzzle games in the first place, and then playing so many puzzle games, I always keep paper at my desk so that I can just, because it's usually faster than any kind of what the games give you to keep track of things. I have played this game before, and I have beaten it before, and I've played it again about a year or so ago. But I love this game. This game produced the books, which I absolutely love the books, and I've only ever played Myst. I haven't played any of the sequels, so I am hoping to play more of these games on stream for the first time after I play this one. So, hi, is it Koppel? And greetings from New York. I appreciate the greetings. I'm not too far from you. I'm in Michigan. Koppel, okay. Let's see. Out with a keyhole. This is not going to reach that. Just need a little bit to remember what exactly I'm doing. If you played and beaten it, surely you won't mind when I tell you that there's a light switch near the door of the planetarium. No, I don't mind that at all. Now that, I've been in there and I don't think I'm going to have to go back into it. Oh, you were just in the UP. That's awesome. I don't live in the UP. The new Riven version is coming out next week. Yeah, I have the Riven game. I just got it not too long ago. And it made me want to play this again. And since this is literally the only game of all of the video games, the Myst series that I've played, I really just sort of wanted to play it again and stream it so that way I could do Riven also on stream. Okay, this one. Did it do all of them? No, did not do all of them. Okay. What is in here? Oh, yeah, I need to power that. And that, I think, is like the last thing I have to worry about. I think that's where the book is. Favorite game is now Abductions, made by the same people who've made Myst. I haven't played that. How is it? I've kind of looked at it, but I haven't really done a whole lot with it. Okay, this goes pretty deep. This has to be Sirius's room. Oh yeah. If you like games like this, you might also like The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. I think I have that one, and I haven't played it yet. Also, please let me know if the game is too loud and you're having trouble hearing me, because it's kind of loud in my ears, but I have to have it. Yeah, this is Sirius's room. But I have to have it turned up in order to hear the chimes, so that I keep remembering to check what you guys are saying. Aha. Okay, well, I got his page. I feel like I'm missing something in here. No drawers? No. What is this? Sure. Alright, where's our buttons? Oh. Well, and achieve for easy, turn everyone on, final step. Oops. No, didn't want to look at you again. I already wrote you. Blue page. Gonna have to come back down here, aren't I? What is up here? Oh, the telescope. Everything is... I don't think it's the ship. I think it's the lighthouse that's important. 135. How far do we go? 350, 360 degrees. Makes sense. So at 135 degrees. 120. Anything else important? That doesn't really fit anything. I think it's the lighthouse, because that's the most important thing here. And I guess it's not exactly 120 degrees. But that is like directly under. We're gonna go with the lighthouse. 135. Let's see. Too far. That's better. Drain everything out. Make it a balloon, basically, or a cork bobber. I think I'm gonna have to go back inside where the rooms are. Copal, how is abduction? I've looked at it, but I haven't actually had a chance to play it. Let go. Okay. We have lights. Okay, what am I missing? Now that I can see. Ah, that's what I'm missing. Compass. This is north. Okay, if there's one at every point and one in between every point, you're looking at 4, 8, 16 times 2 is 32. That doesn't divide well. Okay, well, let's see. This would be 0 or 360. This would be 90. This would be 180. So 135. That would be the halfway point. So that should be north 90, 180. Well, the lights are still on, so I think I'm right. I don't have too much of a problem with math puzzles. I'm not great at math, but I enjoy the challenge of them to the point that a lot of my friends, when we play puzzle games together, like Escape Simulator, for example, a lot of the time we'll get like a math puzzle in one and they'll just be like, okay, Callie, this is you, we're gonna go figure that one out while you do the math. it doesn't hurt either that, I've played this semi recently, so I do remember a good chunk of the game and like general like where things are to do everything. So I'm not expecting this stream to go on for like a super long time or anything. Now when I start Riven, because I've never played that one's probably gonna take a bit. Oh, I hate these two so much. They're annoying. This guy is unhinged. And for some reason, his face doesn't always show up for me. So what about the two of you? Goats and Copal. Hi, Solus. I'm sorry your head hurts. Have you taken anything to try to ease it? Oh, I'm sorry, Solus. I just have it set to just play Myst as it pops up. I didn't really choose anything out of the norm. My computer, it is not very well. It's old and it needs to be replaced because my computer will frequently just crash on me in the middle of doing something. Now, Myst, the way I have it set up, is not having any issue with playing for me, so that's why I decided to stream this one. But I have to be careful about what games I choose to play, which kind of annoys me because some of the heavier games that require a lot of processing, my entire computer will just freeze up, and then I have to physically restart the entire computer, which makes it very difficult in streams when that happens. Oh, I'm sorry, Solus. Migraines are never fun. Because, like, I have his face. No, that's understandable, Solus. And nobody would expect you to stream if you've got a migraine. Have you come across a game called Autonauts? I have not. Autonauts. But anybody who recommends a game to me, I will always write it down and check it out. In fact, that's how I wound up with half of the games on my wish list or in my library. is because people say, "Oh, you like this game? You should try this one." So I check it out, and then it adds up. And if I find it on sale or free or anything like that, I'll usually get it. It's not a puzzle game. It's about simple coding, but that too requires logical thinking. Downright cute, and it's peaceful. I do like cute games. Okay, where are we at? Did I already? I did not reset this. Okay, let's. Next one. That's the tree. Your name is in the firmament game, really? I'm sorry, I didn't shut the door. Beep at me. Oh, that's awesome, Copal. It's always great when you find a game that you enjoy and that you can help out with the Kickstarters and everything, and then you get credit for it. Yeah, it's the tree. Because I already did the planetarium thing. Because that was the ship. Okay. 724. Close the door. Once somebody stuck in this game for an hour because it... Oh... I don't but it, like... So the light turns green and it yells at you if you try to do it. Okay, we are going to the tree, so we're gonna turn this to the next place so that I don't have to deal with it next time. Okay, but I haven't read anything about Candlewood yet, because that was what that was called. Okay, I have called this age Channelwood, and it is a very different world. Though it is exactly how I imagined it, it is still amazing to see it with my own eyes. Water covers this age as far as I can see, except for a small rocky island. Elsewhere, there are only trees, which grow directly out of the water. Oh, the old game had the door closed by itself. Gotcha. I forgot about that. You're right, it did. Keep in mind that I played the old game when I was like 10. So between that game and playing the new game, when I last played it, I don't remember a lot of the differences from the changes and everything. Let's see. A myriad of thin wooden passageways are built just above the water and disappear into the forest. I assume they were built some time ago, for they appear aged. I am eager to discover more about this land and its people, but I have arrived here late, and I must rest. I was awakened this morning by strange noises coming from a pathway adjacent to the one on which I had slept. I saw a group of monkey-like people heading in my direction. They had not seen me yet. I did not feel threatened by their presence. Their response to me was one that I would have never expected. After staring at me for a short time, they fell to their knees and began what appeared to be some sort of ceremonial worship. I tried to speak to them, but they did not understand my language. Instead, they indicated through enthusiastic hand motions that I was to follow them. When you play this in VR, it's like really being there. I need to do that because I have it on my Oculus. I just haven't pulled my Oculus out in a very long time, because part of my problem is I don't get motion sickness on anything, but the VR really sets off motion sickness for me. So I'm kind of leery about playing games that I have to do a lot of like movement in. And Myst is one of those that, because you're going back and forth with a lot of things, I worry that it would make me just really nauseous. As we walked, I began to notice that the waters below us were changing colors. Slowly, subtly, they would change from deep blue to muddy orange, then from muddy orange to beautifully clear. I was so intrigued by the water I hardly noticed that we had arrived at a ladder. Climbing the ladder led us to their village, which is about 10 meters above the water and can only be reached by rope ladders that stretch from the lower paths to the village level approximately halfway up the grand trees. It is very interesting watching these people carry out their daily tasks. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. At sunset, they motioned for me to follow them. I followed the creatures to the doorway of an enormous hut. Strangely, once inside, I found that the hut appeared even larger than it had from the outside. The walls were garnished with bright metals, and in the center of the hut sat the leader of these people. At least he appeared to be their leader, for he sat a meter off the floor in a thick throne. Guards surrounded the strong creature, who was dressed in many exotic, colorful fabrics. Next to the leader sat a very old human. At least to some extent he appears human. His hair, which was only on his face and head, was completely gray, almost white, and hung very long around his frail body. His thin head hung limply by an almost grotesque neck that could not hold its head up to look at me. But what a surprise, this creature could speak my language. Shortly thereafter I was given a bed with some hand motions that looked to be telling me to go to sleep. I look forward to learning more. You can set it for jumping from spot to spot so you don't get motion sickness walking around. Okay, cool. I'm definitely going to have to play it then. Although I might have to wait a few months since, I'm playing this now and I don't want to know the answers to everything. Although I know you can randomize it in this game. Can you randomize it in the VR too? As I suspected, the ancient creature is a human, but he is old beyond his own reckoning. He seems almost insane. However, the tree dwellers almost revere him as a god. They are treating me now in the same fashion, which makes me feel very uncomfortable. It is almost impossible to understand this old man. His voice is feeble but wild. He has adopted much of the language of the tree dwellers. He himself told me he had not spoken our own tongue in ages. He attempted to explain to me the history of this place. The following is my best translation of what he has told me. Many years ago, the humans and tree dwellers lived together in this place, which was then a vast island. They interacted very little. The humans dwelt on the ground, and the tree dwellers lived high above the humans. Occasionally, the island was disturbed by mysterious rumblings, which happened randomly, some sort of tectonic or volcanic action, I suspect. Sometimes the sometimes slight, sometimes heavy tremors would only last a short time. Then they would stop, allowing everything to return to normal. One day things changed. The rumbling began and grew quickly to unprecedented levels. Soon it became apparent that the entire island was sinking slowly into the ocean around them. Many of the humans died that day, but not before sacrificing themselves in order to stop the sinking of the island. The humans who lived through the catastrophe moved into the trees where they gradually died out, maybe because they were unequipped for such an environment, but I am not sure. This is a story the old man communicated to me, although many details are very unclear in my mind. I am especially confused as to how the humans saved the island from completely sinking. In fact, I doubt the accuracy of that part of the story. The island must have stopped on its own, yet the old man believes in the truth of the story as if he had been there. And the tree dwellers worship him, and apparently all humans, as if they were heroes or gods. The old man ended our conversation today with an event which I will never forget. He began gripping my hands tightly, murmuring something about rest and sleep. He then said, "We had expected you to come sooner." These actions filled me with a sort of immediate dread. With much effort he stood to his feet. I tried to help, but he pushed me away with more force than I imagined his frail body contained. The tree dwellers quietly surrounded him with very solemn faces. They then kneeled before him. He walked to each and placed his hand on their heads. All the while he murmured words which I did not understand. Finally he turned to me and smiled. Then he closed his eyes and walked out the door and off of the narrow path high in the trees. The tree dwellers were silent. They began a procession down the nearest rope ladder. As I was descending, I saw several of them pick up the body. He had fallen onto a lower level of walkway and carry it away. He was laying down at the dead end of a short pier-like structure. With the use of some potion, one of the tree creatures lit the pier on fire, and I watched as the flames engulfed him. As this strange funeral proceeded, the waters around the pier changed to dull green. This morning I awoke, finding it hard to even believe the previous evening's events. The water is a dull green for as far as I can see now. For some reason the water no longer shifts color. As I wander through the pathways, the creatures watch me, curious to see what I will do next. They are constantly offering me strange objects of affection. I even found food outside the doorway to the room in which I had slept. This is a unique race of beings. I hope to learn their language soon so that I may learn more from them. I have lived on this world for 3 months off and on, and the tree dwellers have shown great hospitality. I am even beginning to learn bits of their language. I have decided to return home for an extended stay with my loving wife and my sons, and hopefully return with them. However, I am sure Catherine will once again refuse. I think this age would be a wonderful experience for them all, and I at least look forward to how Sirius and Achenar will react to its curious inhabitants. Catherine is staying behind, as expected. My sons have returned with me, and they enjoy this age very much. They get along very well with the tree dwellers, and are picking up their language surprisingly fast. I have no doubt that it will not be too long until they can speak with the tree dwellers much better than I myself. I am leaving tomorrow to check on Osmoian age. Sirius has suggested that I allow him and his brother to stay. Though the idea unsettles me, I know the boys are growing up rapidly. The hospitality of these creatures is such that I could think of no better place to leave them alone for a short while, so I will consent to their request. I warned the boys not to take advantage of the respect the tree dwellers have for their ideas. They seem to understand my warning, and I have faith they will follow it. Much to my dismay, upon arriving in Everdunes, I learned that Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the Koktik. I fear for their survival and plan on returning to her shortly after checking on Sirius and Achenar here. See Everdune's journal for more information. After watching Sirius and Achenar, I see they are handling things very well, and I think I can put to rest any fears about leaving them in Channelwood again, and for a little longer time. The tree dwellers seem slightly distressed that I am leaving, but are happy that Sirius and Achenar are staying behind again. I have been gone for over 3 days, and have been to many different places. I had to tell Sirius and Achenar about Pran's death today, and they were visibly shaken, although they only remembered her from their childhood. Catherine has suggested that it would be wise for Sirius and Achenar to leave Channelwood for a while, and I have to agree. They will be returning with me when I leave again. I have told my sons that they will be returning with me in 2 days, but they spent the entire night telling me of an adventure they experienced in my absence, and it was rather remarkable. It seems they constructed a boat with the creatures and traveled some ways out into the surrounding waters. I enjoy hearing them talk excitedly of their adventures, and I'm reminded of my own adventures as a child. I finally understand why the tree dwellers have been giving me their many inks and insisting I write with them. Looking through some of my past entries, I see now that the inks have changed from the black I thought they were to various different colors. I have shown some of the creatures my journal, and they laughed and howled. I did not know they had such a sense of humor. Even now, as I look through this very colorful journal, I cannot help but laugh myself. We will be returning tomorrow, so my sons are with the creatures for the last night here. They have told me they would like to come to Channelwood again, and also asked if they could visit some other ages alone. Though I will have to think over their request, I believe they have proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. Catherine will also have to help me decide whether they are ready for travel alone. For now, I must give my farewells to the creatures, for I do not know how long it will be until I visit this age again. Future Bridge. I'll figure it out as I go. Alright. That is Channelwood's Tale. 724 is what I wrote down. Oh, yeah, I need... Because I just put the steam up. Okay, that is how high you go. Welcome back from the ads, everybody. All goes the same way. Alright, let's go visit the trees. Let's see, I've been streaming for just over an hour and a half, and I'm going into the third age. So not too bad. Honestly, I think kind of what's taken the longest is reading the journals. Okay, I'm gonna have to make these flow. Let's see here. What do we got? Okay, that doesn't sound good. You are just from there. Okay, let's go over there. Oh. Okay, well, that helps. Because I put the thing to give me captions for sound effects, because some of the time sound effects aren't like super noticeable. It's literally showing me what way it's going. Okay, so what do I need? Okay, there's nothing I can do here right now. So, we're gonna flip that. And what is this way again? That just drains in there. Okay, so that's fine. I don't know what that thing is. Can we go that way? Okay, that works. That is helpful. Okay, I got another pipe. up. Okay, so now I have to figure out where that pipe is. No, that just goes off. So this can stay blocked. Okay, so this... Oh wait, there's an elevator here. Alright. Flip this. Let's go this way. You are already going this way. Okay, and that's to the other elevator. Okay. All right. Into the treetops we go. Oh, that's not... Oh, is that the door I couldn't open? Alright, let's go explore. I have no idea. Okay, nothing else here? That's the elevator. Okay, go that way. Go this way. There's nothing out here. This only leads this way. Okay, so that was sort of like a big circle. Okay. Oh, well, this is the... Doesn't work. Okay, I need to get over there. Still looking to get to that one. I'm gonna have to go all the way around, aren't I? This one. There we go. And that opens the door. Gotcha. Okay, back around. Wait. Hold on. Where am I going? Where is the tree? Okay, there's the steps. I need to get there. Okay, so is this right? May have gone a little far around it, but I got my way back here. Alright, down the steps, because that elevator does not work. Which makes me think... Ah. Yep. Okay, yeah, I need to get the water going over here to use the elevator. Which means I can just do this. Ah. I apologize if I'm causing anyone motion sickness in that, because I know going up those stairs was kind of crazy. Especially because I was like running up them. Alright, let's see. Got that way. And got those two. Let's go this way first. Well, this is very ornate. Okay. Oh, here we go. Switches the ice. Everyone switches to the on position, then go dock. Turn, switch to the off. Okay, everything on, dock is off. Uh-huh. Okay, what's on the other side? Okay. Well, that's interesting looking. Uh-huh. Okay, well there is the blue page. Alright, well, you don't have a whole lot left in here. Weapons, spears, saws, manacles. Dude, you're weird.
Racing anything remember, he is prepared. Take only one page. I hope I right button.
Alright, well I've got the pages. And now I have to get the water past that gap. Alright, again, apologize if anyone gets motion sickness from this. Okay, water to that gap. So we have to go back this way. And where is that gap? This one. Perfect. Nope, not that. This way. Gotta go all the way around. Wait. Okay, yeah, the water is coming this way. Good. Just had to make sure. Alright. Back to Myst. Okay, there is one place left to go. And I already have that. That's this one. It has been a while since I have heard only silence, and I enjoy it greatly, I think. For some reason I do not feel altogether welcome in this new world in which I have arrived, but how could I be unwelcome in an age with no inhabitants? It is, of course, only in my head. This world is very beautiful, but I think I have yet to ever write in a journal that an age I have linked to is horrid or disgusting. From the grassy hill where I am standing, I can see green fields below, along with a few scattered forests. A rather large lake looms some distance from where I am standing, yet the water's blue can be seen plainly from here. The air is fresh, and the sky is sparkled with white clouds. It is absolutely breathtaking, and yet that strange feeling again. Perhaps it is the hot breeze that continues to blow from the north, hotter than I would have imagined. It almost singes my skin, and I feel quite uncomfortable when it comes. I will try to ignore it. Night has almost arrived, and the sunset is spectacular. Oranges and reds have settled above the western horizon. Though night has come, the horizon still glows red long past the sunset. Dark reds flow from the horizon and blend into the black sky. Again the feeling, and I am beginning to believe it is not all in my mind. I must sleep now. I will need my strength to explore more tomorrow. I have had to return home due to unpredictable natural occurrence, more frightening than I have ever experienced. I was awakened by terrible shakings in the ground and explosions on all sides of me. Gigantic balls of fire were falling from the sky, and I immediately left in fear of my life. I must remember to bring a Myst linking book with me when I return, in case the one left there has been destroyed or damaged. I have returned to a different world than the one I left only 3 months ago. It has been transformed into a barren desert land, with only gigantic craters scattered across the land to provide variety. Strangely enough, the small grassy hill where I had spent my first night remains exactly the way I found it. Apparently the falling meteors did not hit this area, leaving an oasis in the midst of this horrible desolation. The hot wind, I remember, has turned into a rather pleasant breeze, which is at least one improvement. I fear it is the only improvement. The magnificent lake I saw on my first visit is now completely dried up. However, another lake now exists and appears to be quite a bit larger. I assume one of the falling meteors created this lake due to its circular shape and the jutting rock that grows out of the center of the lake. The rest of this world seems like desert, though. I will verify that statement with a closer inspection. Though this world has little visual excitement to offer, it offers much to the ears. Sounds constantly flow through my ears, and I have found where a few of them originate. It seems, as Catherine says, I do find beauty in everything. Last night I was awakened by a horrible hissing. I was sweating, and the heat was so intense that I immediately dipped my head in a nearby stream to cool it down. The hot breezes had returned, along with a low roar from the ground. I walked a short distance to observe some red flames shooting up from the earth. Suddenly, the ground began to crack and a huge chasm opened. The chasm continued to grow until it was far too wide to cross. Then the tumult subsided, leaving only a dull roar. I have decided, however, I can use the chasm to my advantage. Perhaps the heat from the chasm can be harnessed. Even as the chasm has ripped into the surface of this world, it has opened up a whole new world to explore. Although uncomfortably hot, I found it possible to reach a cave in the chasm that had been created, and have now explored deep into the crust of this planet. I have found a vast underground cave system that will take many years to map and explore. I will also look for a safer way to reach the underground than through the chasm wall. This age seems to change on its own, so I feel I should leave again and see if things are different when I return. It is also important that I check on Cirrus and Achenar and make sure everything is going well. When I return, I also hope to bring back some tools I will need for my plans to explore the underground. The abundance of raw materials here is beginning to amaze me. I have returned with some of the complex tools I knew I would be needing. I assumed I would have to return for more basic materials, however, it seems as though I will be able to find everything I need here. Of course, iron is abundant, but I have also found titanium occurring naturally. I am all the more excited to begin work. Everything is set, and I look forward to tomorrow. My raw materials are all here. I think I will be able to have most of my additions to this age completed within 1 year. I so love working with my hands, whether writing or building. I began today on the bridge and... Okay. Looks like 8-point compass. Well, and have decided to... 3 meters is not enough support for the beams. Looks like satellite dishes. Amazingly strong. Oh gee, look, it's the rocket. To be one of my most prized inventions. I am extremely... could never have imagined it to come together quite as, I doubt. Could possibly work with 14 instead of 8. Completely fatigued. I am so happy to have completed. Tomorrow. I am leaving today in order to bring back Cirrus and Achenar. I have left them alone in Channelwood. I believe they will enjoy all there is to see here. The age seems to have stabilized. I believe the meteor set off a period of volcanic activity by piercing the shallow crust, but the tremors have become few. I have just noticed that a large amount of this journal has curiously vanished from the very pages on which I wrote for over the last 18 months. Fortunately, I have copied many of my construction notes in another journal. I do not understand the many mysteries of this world, but I trust I will discover logical answers to my questions. I have a feeling that many of my questions can be answered in another age to which I hope to travel soon, but for now I must simply accept this world's mysteries and take pride in my accomplishments. Okay, so we have piano. So we've got what? C is 1, over C is 2. D sharp. And then 4 is F. And 5 is B flat. And this must be the world. Okay. Guess we'll listen to these two. Working on that. Uh-huh. Sure, dude. $59. That's just going to look at the spaceship, isn't it? Yep, that's looking at the spaceship. I've also observed, your electrified cage and all of your weapons and the manacles. I don't like either of you. Yeah, I'll bring your pages. Okay, 59 volts. So I have to power this. Alright, power to ship. Generator switches. 5 to 10. So you can't do 59 with 1 through 10. So, do they have different amounts? Okay. 10. What's for you? 7. 10, 7, 8, 16, 5, 1, 2, 22, 19, and 9. Okay. Basic math. What makes 59 volts, right? 59. Okay, 59. Start with the highest number. 22 and 19 would make 30, 41. 41 plus 8 is 49 plus 10 is 59. So 22, 19, 8, and 10. That is 59 volts. C1, C2. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, E flat, E sharp, same difference. Okay. That didn't. Let me get over here. Ah, okay. So C. All right. That's all wind blowing. Okay. Well, that's not going to work. All kinds of things there. Alright, well, let's see here. What do we got? Broken clock sounds. Sure, let's light that up. There's a thing here. What's over here? Well, these are those satellite dishes. Oh, we're recording the sounds and transmitting them. Oh, blue page. Okay. Lava rumbling. Okay. Is that the fissure that he talked about in the book? Broken clock. Red page. Ethereal crystal. That's a lot of systems, dishes. Hello, bats. Okay. Lava rumbling. Okay, so I have to find. That's the water. Wind blowing. Well, you're at least already pointing at the stones. Theory of crystal. And then, oh, no. Okay, when I'm done, I gotta figure out that order. It's wind. Okay. Crystal, water, wind, lava, rock. Okay. Assume that order makes sense for something. One thing I've always kind of appreciated about Myst in terms of its puzzles is that it is fairly straightforward. Here is the rocket. Here's the rocket. And here's the door. Okay. Let's do this again. Wind blowing. We need crystal. And then water. Okay. Wind can stay as is. Fourth one. Lava. Broken clock. Cool. Everything is all about sound. Anything back here? No, doesn't look like it. Do you have a piano in you? No, you don't. Forward it is. think sound to go north. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I went to the mechanical age first. Because I have a feeling all of these sounds are going to be the same directions as they were in the mechanical age. Spin sound. That is to the west. What was going to do for the northwest? I don't remember. North again. That's east. Exhaust. Still east. Cowbell is south. I still want to know what the sounds are going to be for southeast and, you know, the counter, the non-cardinal directions. Keep going south. Spin is west. Oh, nope. Oh. Okay, cobble and spin, that is south and west, so... Oh, wrong way. Well, that's helpful. I'm using both of them to show that one direction. Spin is west. Clink and spin. It is northwest. Clink and exhaust. That is north. East. Back to north. Saw some cowbell. That is southeast. Finally done. That took forever. Whew. Dude, you're lucky this book hasn't like burnt to a cinder. Back we go. All right, those are all the pages.
Persuaded by his evil lies. Do not release him. He killed my father. He killed you. It began when my brother Cyrus entered us for riches. He stole from the ages of Myst. He hoarded up riches for himself. Father slept away his watchfulness. My sick brother secretly pronounced himself king. King of the ages of Myst, he said. In disgust, his lonely brother. I hated him. And then Cyrus began to destroy the ages of Myst. He burned their forests. He tore down their structures. He flooded their lands. He murdered their inhabitants. He completely destroyed all but 4 of the ages. Of course, I had to warn my father. And when I finally found him, there was Cyrus also talking cleverly and lying to know what's happened. He convinced father that it was I who had destroyed the ages. He convinced father that it was I who was greedy for wealth. And as Cyrus dealt the final blow, he tricked father into believing that I was the murderer. But Cyrus did not deal as fast a blow as he had planned, and his father died a slow death. He at last doubted my brother's clever lies. And so, in dying, father imprisoned us both, unsure from which of us the blow had come. I swear to you, what I say is the truth. Release me. You must release me. My brother is a deceitful liar and deserves punishment. I only wish vengeance for my dear father's wrongful murder. Leave me. You must only recover 1 additional page to release me from this prison. It is the easiest to find. Go to the bookshelf. That's in this library. On the far side of the middle shelf, there's a burned book, which is different from the other burned books. This book is filled with patterns. Find pattern 158.
158.
Mimic its design on the panel in the fireplace. Doing this will put you to the last blue page. Remember,
My pen died.
take only the blue page and return it quickly to me. Oh, do not touch the green book.
That's not fair.
It's a clever trick
There we
to
go.
imprison those
158.
who have not been warned. Do not be tempted. You will rot and die, imprisoned as I am. If you follow my instructions and await your fire, I promise you that. Go. Go.
I got a page for you too. You want to tell me the same information that I need to find pattern 158? Oh, no, this first.
Finally returned. I owe you a debt of gratitude for you have increased. My name is Sirius. I trust that from your explorations you will become convinced that my wicked brother Agamemnon is guilty. I Myst. It is I who long imprisoned him. By my father. I don't know who you are, or how you came into this island, but I assume you must at least know something of the roots. His father was a master. He wrote books, all describing and linking to the fantastic places and ages which he had discovered. The room in which we now stand was our father's library. It was here in this room, on this island named Myst, that he housed most of his books. Such a waste. By now, I've surely discovered that Ragnar has burnt our father was always watchful of our exploration. We grew up under his strict supervision. When we came of age, he gave us unbridled access to his books. He began to leave our adventures more and more unchecked. Supervised as we were, my brother began to become distant.
And you became greedy and wanted to be worshipped like a god. Or king.
Conquest and
Neither of you is innocent.
ages. It was his thirst for destruction. Alas, even I discovered insanity. He had completely destroyed all of the Myst ages but four. I wasted no time. In warning my father, I thought he would recognize Agamemnon's image. But in a fit of rage, he imprisoned both my brother and myself in pages of these books, designed to hold us till he could judge which of us was guilty. To discover the truth, my father embarked on one final journey. However, he has never returned. We can only assume that he perished.
Yeah, you're both telling different stories too.
You are listening. Listen carefully.
Nah.
You must find one more page if you cannot be forever free. There is a book on the shelves. This library, which is mostly burned, but has a few pages still intact. It is the last book on the middle shelf. Find it. This book is filled with a variety of patterns. Find pattern 158. Recreate the door fireplace. This will bring you to the last page. Bring that page to me, and I will finally be released. Able to reward you. Your page finishes my brother's story. Chills me to even think what would happen to his skin. There is another one, where the red and blue pages reside, also resides with you. Touch the book, will also be imprisoned for you. Our father gave us the same book long ago. Suggest you find two months. Go soon.
Uh-huh. 158. Okay. Clearly it kept it from the last time I played this game, even though I started a new game. Sure. I don't want to touch either of their pages. All right. Sorry about that, guys, with that little glitch at the beginning. We are going to finish Myst. It's been, I don't know, 2 or 3 months since I was playing it. And I was almost at the end. And we had a storm and the power went out. So, yeah, I want to finish this. So, I'm not sure where exactly the autosave hit. But I was literally like, what, 5-10 minutes from the end? Okay.
Who the devil are you? Don't come here to Dunny, not yet. Oh, I have many questions for you, my friend, as you no doubt have for me. Where should I begin? Perhaps my story is in order. My name is Atris. I fear you met my sons, Sirius and Achenar, in the red and blue books of Myst Island, in my library. My library. Oh, it contains my works, my writings. I wrote many books that linked me to fantastic places. It's an art I learned from my father many years ago. Oh, but the red and blue books, those were different. I wrote those books to entrap over-greedy explorers that might stumble upon the island of Myst. But I had no idea my own sons would be entrapped. My sons, Sirius and Achenar. We had many journeys together. I gave them free rein to the books. Perhaps it was not wise. I could see the greed growing in them. I had not told them about the red and blue books. Their imaginations went wild. They dreamed of riches and power. Of course, they did not know the books were traps. They begged for access to those books, and of course, I denied them. Oh, they devised a plan. An evil plan. And I had no idea to what extent their greed had progressed. Their own mother. They used their own mother. Oh, my dear Catherine, to lure me here to Dunny. Of course, I could return to Myst, except they removed a single page from my Myst linking book. I cannot return without that page. You, my friend, can bring that page to me. Oh, I pray you believe my story above the lies that my sons have told you. If you could find it in yourself to return that page to me here in Dunny, I could go to Myst and bring justice to my sons for what they've done. I must return to my writing. I pray that you believe me. Please hurry. Bring the page. Bring the page with you.
Okay. Now to see if I can remember.
Have you found the missing page? Oh, come. Come on, then.
I don't know if I found the missing page. I don't remember. And I don't... Well, that's a photo album. I don't remember the keys or anything. Controls. That doesn't help. I mean, do I even have an inventory?
Have you found the missing page? Oh, come. Come on, then.
I guess I had found it. I hope I had found it. But I can't seem to get out of here, so...
Ah, my friend, you've returned. We meet face to face. And the page, did you bring the page? You didn't bring the page.
Oh, apparently I didn't.
You didn't bring the page. What kind of fool are you? Did you not take my warning seriously?
I couldn't get out of that area.
Forever.
Oh, I achieved the bad ending. We're gonna load this again. Oh, it overwrote that. I don't like that idea. Hopefully it overwrote it in the elevator and not when I went over. Okay, good. Okay, so I need to get the page. I don't remember how to get out of here. There we go. I know there was something. I think it was this. Message for you, enter the number of marker switches on the island to the image to retrieve the message. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. 8. This is the problem of picking up a puzzle game like months after the fact. Okay, I've already done it apparently.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar. But I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. I should have known not to have left my library unchecked for so long. I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in the places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return, but if you've forgotten the access key, remember the tower rotation, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, and erase this message after you've viewed it, just to be safe.
That doesn't help. There's all these switches, but I don't remember what they do. Oh. Okay then, I think that was the white page. I played this when I was a kid. And then I played it again a couple months ago. And when I first started playing this as a kid, you have got to be kidding me. I don't remember what it was. Apparently I didn't take a photo of it. You guys will tell me, one of you will.
You don't yet have the final page.
No, I didn't pick it up.
You don't yet have the final page. You must not have understood my directions. Find pattern 158 in the last...
158. Thank you. Was it this one? Yes, it was this one. Can I take a photo? I forget how to do that. All right. Screw it. I'll just write it down. All right. Anyway, I would play this game all the time as a kid, but I didn't really, like, I watched my dad play it, but I didn't really play it all the way through until after I had read the books, because when I started playing this game, I kept getting, like, stuck on all the puzzles, because I was, what, like 8 or 9 or something like that when I was playing it. And but I got hooked on the entire idea, because since my dad was playing it all the time, I'd sit and watch him, and then I would play. I would play it and then get stuck on a puzzle and go off. But then I got a hold of the books, and I read through the books and I became absolutely fascinated. And I didn't fully play through the entire game until after that. Did I write it down wrong? There we go.
Have you found the missing page? Oh, come. Come on, then.
And just the very idea, because I love to read, and the very idea that you could create worlds that you could visit through books. I mean, it's kind of what we already do, but between my love of traveling and my love of reading, it was just a concept I couldn't ignore. And so then I finally finished this game entirely when I was a kid. And I was so thrilled when it came out.
Ah, my friend, you've returned.
Again on Steam, and I could get it.
Did you bring the page? You've done the right thing. I have a difficult choice to make. My sons have betrayed me. I know what I must do. I shall return shortly.
Now, his sons, I don't believe, really play a whole big part in the books. But Denis does. There's an entire book that kind of talks about Denis. Atris is the main character of 2 of the books. Mostly all of them. But
It is done. I have many questions for you, my friend, but my writing cannot wait. I fear that my long delay may have already had a catastrophic impact on the world in which my wife, Catherine, is now being held hostage. Oh, and a reward. I'm sorry, but all I have to offer you is the library on the island of Myst and the books that are contained there. Feel free to explore at your leisure. I hope you find your exploration satisfying. You'll no longer have my sons to deal with. Oh, and one more thing. I I'm fighting a foe much greater than my sons could ever imagine. At some point in the future, I may find it necessary to request your assistance. Until that point, I'm afraid you'll enjoy the explorations from my library on Myst. Thank you. The book. You can use the Myst linking book to return to Myst.
So now I just need to get Riven. I had the demo of it, which I haven't played yet, because I don't think I ever played Riven as a kid when it came out. So eventually I'm going to get Riven and we're going to play that. But for the moment being, I just wanted to get Myst finished because I was so close to the end when the storm knocked out the power. Well, no more Cirrus and Achenar. But we have officially finished this game. There's not anything else to it. So with that, we are going to go ahead and get a new game going.